So my mentor is an angel, and this angel does not steer me wrong. I ask a million questions. I can ask as many as I want. It always answers with unbelievable accuracy on stupid things, little things, big things. It's just always proven. Do you guys understand what it's like to go through life where you're getting answers and guidance from a divine realm that's never wrong and has your best interest at heart? What? Talk about the ultimate advantage. Show me yes. Show me no.
I'm so bold, I'm so bold, I'm so bold, yo, I'm so bold, I'm so bold, I'm so bold, I'm so bold, yo, I'm so bold, yo, I'm so bold, I'm so bold, I'm so bold, I'm so bold, yo, I'm so bold, I'm so bold, I'm so bold, I'm so bold, yo, I'm so bold.
Anytime I have a question about something, is this real, is this not? I ask myself. And I ask my own angelic mentor. So I might be getting a little deep here with you guys. But I have a way, some of you guys have seen, to communicate with my angel mentor, as I refer to this being. Some people just go, your guardian angel. I believe this angel will refer to any title, but I don't believe that that was a preferred way. Because I said, are you my guardian angel? No. Are you my angel mentor? Yes. Okay, I'll call you my angel mentor. Right? So my mentor is an angel, spirit from another being. And this angel does not steer me wrong. I'm just here to tell you, I ask a million questions. I can ask as many as I want. It always answers with unbelievable accuracy on stupid things, little things, big things. And it's just always proven. It's just always proven. And I've been doing this for months. And so I've got a pretty good track record of this thing always being right. Should I do this? No. And then I'm like, okay, cool. I don't do it. And I'm like, wow, I'm glad I didn't do that. Should I do this? Yes, I do it. I'm like, man, so glad I do that. Even just little things like, we asked, should we bring Blaze to this charity event that I spoke at? The answer was no. We bring Blaze everywhere. We're like, all right, we'll leave him. Then we went there and we were like, man, we wouldn't have been able to do any of the stuff that we ended up doing if we brought Blaze. Wow, it was such great advice. Thank you. So what I do is I ask whenever I'm unsure of whether or not something is true. I ask this question. I just go, is this true? And I'm told yes or no. Some of you guys have seen, all of you guys, you can get something like this from a metaphysical rock store. It's called a pendulum. Don't buy one unless you try it out in the store and actually see if it does something. So I want to teach you about pendulums. This is just a divination tool. It allows you to communicate with your angel mentor, your spirit guides. This is not a demonic thing. You have a guide. You have spirits that are looking over you, that love you, and are showing you signs all of the time. This is just a way to be prodded in a direction to where you can get some clarity on some answers. Now, I don't know if it works for everyone. The first time I touched one, it worked for me unbelievably well. I just spoke to a friend. He went to the store. He bought 2 of them. He took them home. He didn't try to use it before he got home. And he goes, hey, I think mine's broke. It only gives me the same answer no matter what question I ask it. And I said, well, bro, you didn't try it out in the store. You got to find out if it works before you drop the $20 to get one or whatever. And he goes, it's $20, whatever. I don't know if you have to be at a certain place in your spiritual evolution for this to work for you. But what I just know is it works for me. It works for Emily. It works for a lot of my friends that are very spiritually evolved. You hold your hand completely still. And I'm just going to hold it still here. So you can go to the store. You can Google metaphysical stores near me. That's a great thing. Metaphysical stores near me. And you can say, hey, where are the pendulums? Go to the section. They look different ways. You don't have to get a super fancy one. And then you just grab one and then you hold it up and then you keep your arm completely still, right? So that don't cheat. And then you just ask, I'm going to turn to the side and you just say, so wait for it to be still. I like to put my hand here so I can get a very direct, northwest, like up, down, left, right. And you just say, show me yes. I'm keeping my hand and arm completely still. Hopefully you can catch it on camera. And it seems to be moving, right? It's moving up and down for yes. So that's my yes. Your yes might be a circle. Then I hold it still. Thank you. Show me no. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me get in a way that you can see it. Now look, you can really watch my hand and you can see that I'm not moving it, right? Show me no. Okay. There's no. So again, show me yes. Show me no. Okay. Now this may work for you. So I would encourage you to just try and find out. If it does, amazing. If it doesn't, it's okay. I don't know what that means. Maybe you have some blockages. Maybe there's some more spiritual work that you have to do, but don't buy one unless you try it, right? Look at the different ones. Don't just get the prettiest one if it doesn't work. Go in there, test it out for free, and then see if it works. If it does, congratulations. You've met your spirit guide or your angel mentor or your angelic guide or your way to communicate with the spirit realm. Ask it some questions. Try to throw it off. Ask it trick questions. I'll ask a question and then I'll be like, I asked this earlier, like, should I do this tomorrow? And it'll say no. Then the next day I'm like, should I do this? And I'll be like, watch, if it says yes, I gotcha. You lied. Yesterday you told me no. Ha! Literally went through a long time trying to trip this thing up and it just doesn't seem to happen, right? Now, what I've found is, like with any good mentor, this is my belief, I'm injecting some of my own beliefs here, but what I've found is with any good mentor, if I'm mentoring you, if you listen to me and you're obedient and you always take my advice, guess what I do? I give you more advice. You can ask me as many questions as you want. If you continue to ask me questions and I continue to answer them and you continue to do the things that I tell you to do, you're going to succeed. I use this and I'm never afraid of the answer. I tell people, are you thinking about working with me? If they have this, I'll ask, should I call this person about this opportunity? Yes or no? Should I tell them about this? Yes or no? And then I'll even ask someone because I don't care. I just want to be led. If a coaching client hits me up and they're like, hey, I've got money, I want to pay you. Should I work with this person? Yes or no? I'm going to ask. I'm not even afraid to ask them. I'll tell all of you, get a pendulum, ask, should I hire Cesar Rodriguez as my coach? Should I work with Cesar? If that thing says no, I don't care if you want to do it with all of your might, just honor it. I don't care. I'm not mad. I'm not like if someone was like, Cesar, I want to pay you to personally coach me. Cesar, I want to pay you to go to one of your retreats. I got the money. If you got a pendulum and you haven't asked, and I know you have one, I'll just say, look, just to make sure it's what your purpose is. It's where you're being led. Why don't you ask? And if that thing says no, and I don't get paid whatever money you wanted to pay me, I don't care how big the check is, I'm not offended. I don't care one bit. Because I don't care about what happens on this plane, on this existence, as much as I care about being divinely led and following the path that I am intended to follow and making sure that you do the same. That's how I am. Because I'm going to tell you something. This world, this physical world, it's going to end. It's going to end for you. It's going to end for all of us. Hooray! Can't wait to see what I end up as next. Man, do I get to be a spirit guiding other people? Am I going to be reincarnated? Do I have a choice? Do I get to level up? I know I'm here for a reason, to acquire skills, to work on things. Man, maybe if I'm really great and loving and compassionate, and I'm all these things that, all these religions tell you should be, and that I know that I want to be, if I'm this, man, maybe something really cool happens. All right? Maybe I get to do something. Maybe I get a choice to like, all right, hey man, you've been so awesome. Would you like to reincarnate again? Or would you like to just be promoted to archangel and just oversee this dimension or oversee this? Damn, was I that good on earth? Yeah, you were so obedient. You were so obedient. Or you could take all these skills, go down there. We're going to give you a memory wipe, but man, we gave you a memory wipe last time. You still found yourself to the connection with the spirit realm and got all these cheats, all these cheat codes and answers to get through life. Do you guys understand what it's like to go through life where you're getting answers and guidance from a divine realm that's never wrong and has your best interest at heart? What? Talk about the ultimate advantage. Talk about the ultimate advantage. I'm told who to call and who to talk to. Should I quit my job? Yes or no? Today? Now? Tomorrow? No? Okay, cool. I'm not going to do that. I wanted to, but I'm not going to. Should I buy this car? Should I go over here? Should I go to this event? Should I do this? And hold your arm completely still so you make sure that you don't cheat. Don't sneeze and you're like, oh, I should go. And you're like, sometimes I ask again. I'm like, wait, did I, I've literally, like held myself completely like, don't breathe. Don't mess this up. This is an important one. Don't flinch, Caesar. And now the other thing I also don't know is I don't know if it's moving this or if it's ever slightly moving my hand. And that's the push that I'm getting. I don't know if it's moving my fingers or hand imperceptually, in a way that I can't perceive with my eyes, but it's slight. So I'm not so like, hold it completely. I'm just kind of like, hey, do my best. Like, okay. Show me no. Show me yes. A lot of times I hold my breath and I'm like, right? A lot of times I breathe out, I give it a minute. But here's what's really cool. I believe when you're very spiritually connected, you can use anything. When I don't have that, I've got this. Show me yes. Show me no. I did this yesterday, just flexing my spiritual connection. Show me yes. Show me no. It's not as good, but I can tell the difference. So I think when you develop that spiritual muscle, you can pendulum anything. I had an experience before I even knew what a pendulum was, where my body was used as a pendulum and my arm for literally like over an hour. And it was my first time, never even heard of what a pendulum was. But I was in the middle of a ceremony. I was able to communicate with what I believed at the time to be God. And I was asking questions. And when it was a yes, my hand floated directly up to the sky. And when I say floated, picture putting a bobber underwater. Like, it's more effort to hold the bobber, like a fishing bobber, if you guys know what I'm talking about. It's more effort to hold that underwater. If something floats and you want it to stay underwater, like you have to push it down, right? Because it naturally just wants to go like that. So I had an experience, spiritual experience, where for about an hour, I was able to ask yes or no questions, and my arm would just float up for yes, and it would stay down for no. And it, like, I mean, when I say float, like, it was like effortless. It wasn't like this. I can feel my shoulder, my back, because I worked out my lats. I can feel like, oh, like I'm going against gravity. It was like gravity was flipped upside down. And I was able to ask all these questions, and I didn't know what I was doing at first. I was like, why the hell is my arm going up? I'd ask a question and it would be like that. And I'm like, what the heck? And I'm like, ask a question and it would just not do anything. I'd ask another question, like, why am I doing this? What's happening? And it would be like, and then I cracked the code. I was like, wait, does yes mean when I ask a question, am I asking yes or no questions of God right now? And I was like, okay, was Jesus more than a man? Was he a regular human or was he this? And it was like answering my questions. I was like, okay, did the Big Bang create consciousness? I mean, I was asking every question I've ever had in my life. I was like, okay, So, and I was like, I knew it. Oh, that makes so much sense. Okay, cool. All right. So like every question I could ask, and I was just like, yes, no. And it was cool. I was even driving and my hand was up here and it would be like, whoop. It was just going up. I'm like, oh my God, it's still happening. It lasted me a while, and I wasn't even like driving sober. I was like, what the hell? I was like, this thing is still happening. It's still doing it. And I was like, well, I hope this never goes away. I mean, it did. It wore off. But now I have a pendulum, And so the next thing that I want to share with you, is this cool, guys? Are you enjoying this spiritual training over here? The next thing that I want to share with you. Oh, you know what else? You guys notice that I have, stones, crystals, beads, all these different types of things, right? You know how I decide what to get? I get this, and then I talk to someone, and if I see something and they're like, hey, this is really good, this is for your heart chakra, blah, 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 I'm just like, should I buy this? I go into places and I'm like, do I need to buy anything in here? No. Is there anything that I should buy? Yes. Is it this? No. Is it that? No. Is it this? No. Should I buy this? No. Should I do this? Yes. That's how I make decisions. Funny story. Actually, that story's too long. I won't say that. Story for another day. All right. But I used this and I got something for someone else, and it ended up being unbelievably helpful in a situation that at the time I didn't understand it. I was like, why? I was like, this one really? I was recommended to buy a stone or, a specific stone for a person that has grounding, and it has a grounding energy to it, and this was a situation where, I was like, no, we want something for the crown chakra, third eye, blah, 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 blah. And it was like, no, get this for this person. The person ended up happening what was probably pretty close to a panic attack. And I believe that this thing helped him from going over the edge, and it kept them grounded. And when it happened, and it's a long story, lots of details that I can't share, but when it happened, when it was all said and done, I told him, I said, you know what? I was really confused as to why I should buy this for you, because I really thought like it would be better to get you this. But now seeing what just happened, it makes sense that you needed something to help ground you versus something that would help you to blast off in this other direction, right? And then he was like, bro, but I literally spent like an hour walking around like, what is the thing I'm supposed to buy from? Is it in this area? Is it in this region? No. Is it in this region? No. Is it in this part of the store? No. Is it this one? No. I spent like an hour like picking up things. Is it this? No. Is it this? No. Right? So another thing that you can do is you could actually use, and again, you can use your body as a pendulum. I don't trust this as much, but I had someone else tell me, they said, look, if you have a question about something, should you get something? Like put it in your hand, just ask, like, here's like a, stone, for example, and it's just like, should I get this? And just remain completely still. And if it's a no, they said, you'll fall back. And they said, if it's a yes, you'll fall forward. And it actually worked for me, but it wasn't as clear that I like it to be, because I'm just too in my head. I'm like, wait, was I just leaning back? Was I thinking about that? Whereas this is like pretty rock solid. Pun intended.
I'm so bold, I'm so bold, I'm so bold, yo, I'm so bold, I'm so bold, I'm so bold.